Hi there, I'm so excited that you're here because today I'm going to share with you how to create your own ebook. It's so much easier than you might think, or at least it's easier than I thought before I created my first ebook. So I'm going to share with you the step-by-step process on, first of all, why you should create an ebook and how you can use that ebook in your kind of small online business. I'm also going to take you step by step on how to find your topic, a topic that people are actually interested in, so that you have a higher chance of actually selling that ebook. Then I'm going to walk you through how to write that ebook, how to create it into a beautiful kind of PDF, and then also how to sell that ebook, and just kind of my recommendations on how to get your ebook to actually sell. So let's dive into this because I've got so much to cover and I think you're going to get quite a bit of information from this. So first of all, why should you even create an ebook? So there are two ways that you could use an ebook. The first one is you can use it as a freebie. So I'm sure you have seen online tons of freebies that you get for signing on people's email lists. And there's a reason for that, because building your email list is one of the best ways that you can actually make money online, because it's a much more engaged community. It actually has a much higher conversion rate. What this means is out of the amount of people that are on your email list, there's a much higher percentage that will actually buy from you as opposed to, for example, the amount of followers that you have on your Instagram. You also get kind of a direct connection to your audience. So say you were to lose your Instagram account the next day, you obviously have no way of contacting your previous followers. But when you have an email list, you actually do have a way to contact them because you just have their email addresses. So that's why a lot of people use freebies to get more people onto their email list. And a lot of people won't just join your email list because no one really wants a newsletter in their inbox. They just want a value, they want information, they want help. So that's what you can do with your freebie. So yeah, you can use your ebook as a freebie to grow your email list and to grow your business as well. Or you could just sell that ebook. So obviously for an ebook that's a freebie, you would make it maybe a bit smaller. You wouldn't make it like 200 pages because one that's 200 pages long, you would obviously sell it. So there is a difference in the amount of value and information you put into a freebie as opposed to something that you actually sell. So let's say you have decided to create your ebook, whether it's for a freebie or to sell. Now the next thing that you're going to want to do is to find the topic that your ebook will be about. And this is actually, I think, the trickiest part, because you have to really understand your audience, or if you don't already have an audience built up, you have to understand the needs of your target audience, so the people that you want to attract into your business. And the way that you do this, there's actually a few ways, and I'm going to show you a few examples of kind of techniques that you can use to get ideas for your ebook. You can actually use these methods to find topic ideas for blog posts, for content, for anything, not just for your ebook. But yeah, for the purpose of this video, let's dive into the ways in which you can find topics for your ebook. So when people hear about doing market research, it sounds so intimidating because it just sounds like this huge process where you have to know marketing and just have those marketing skills. But it can be quite easy and intuitive. So the first way, and these are a few ways that I actually teach my students in Blogging Secrets how to do. So the first way that you can find what your target audience is looking for is to look in Facebook groups. So you will go into Facebook groups that are obviously in your niche, and you will look through the threads. You don't have to post in there asking for this, but instead you can go into the search bar on that Facebook group and search things like struggle, or I'm struggling with, or problem, or I don't know how to. So these are a few things that you can type in that Facebook search bar, obviously in that niche Facebook group that's specific to what you do on your blog. And I would spend quite a bit of time going through, after you search those things, going through the threads and reading what people say. Maybe write it down exactly what people are struggling with, what their problems are, what they need help with. And this is going to be so valuable for you to know exactly what to put in your ebook and also in your content. So it's so powerful to do this. You might think it's a bit tedious, and to be honest, it is. Like going into all those threads and reading through, it can take quite a bit of time. But I feel like this part of the process, just kind of the planning ahead is so important, because if you just create an ebook on a topic like at the top of your head, you might not like pinpoint exactly what people need help with. So don't just assume what they need help with. Instead, go and find out what they actually do, or what they're actually struggling with, because this will just give you a much higher advantage in this market. That's the first way, into Facebook groups. The second way that you can do this kind of market research is to go onto Google. So you just go onto Google, type in a topic, like a keyword, something that you think people are searching for, obviously related to your niche. And then in the Google search bar, you will get a list of suggestions of topics that people are searching for. And then you can also look, after you've performed the search, you will see people also ask, and you will see a series of questions that people ask on that topic. And this again is so helpful, because if it's in Google, if it's suggested by Google, you know there's a lot of people searching for that, because otherwise Google wouldn't suggest it to you. So those are topics that people need help with. Then the last way that you can do this market research is through surveys. Now, for surveys, you do kind of need to have an audience built up, or you could go into Facebook groups and pop up a survey there and ask people to help you, but it does need to, you do need to have kind of a connection already built up with those people in order for them to take your survey, because no one's just gonna, you know, take time out of their lives to do that survey. So the survey part does work if you already have an email list, or if you already have an audience built on one of the platforms. But the first two ways are really good. So Google search and Facebook groups, that's a really good way to find your topic, or to find the ideas that you want to include in your ebook on a certain topic. Now, the second step on writing your ebook is to write out an outline. So you will have your main topic that you want to talk about, and then hopefully by going into these Facebook groups and onto Google, you kind of have an idea of what people actually need to know about that topic. So this will actually help you create your outline. So figure out what you want to say in the introduction, what you want to say in a conclusion, and your conclusion can be more like the next steps that people can take after reading this ebook. And then for the main body of your ebook, you will want to write down the main topic. So step 1, step 2, step 3, or you know, just kind of the chapters of your ebook. What do you want to cover in your ebook? So making this outline of the main titles and subheadings, this will really help you out when you sit down to actually write the ebook, because if you just sit down and stare at the blank page, that's so overwhelming. Like if I do that, I have no idea what to write. But if I have an outline in front of me and I have these kind of bullet points, or just kind of the main things that I want to cover in my ebook, then the process goes just so much faster, and it just helps you get more creative as well, because you know exactly what you need to talk about. Now you've got your topic, you've got your outline. The third thing that you're going to want to do is to actually write the ebook. So write out the content, and the way that I do this is I do it in Google Docs. So I just open up a blank doc, I've got my outline there, and I will just type it in there. It's just easier for me, and I like to kind of have a safety net, because you could also write your ebook straight onto a program like Canva, which is where I create my ebooks, and it's free for you to do so. But the thing is, I just kind of like to have my content laid out in Google Docs first, and then I transfer it into Canva, and I kind of, you know, break it down into chapters. I kind of make the pages more beautiful, and I kind of add those design elements to my ebook. But for just the text part, I do write it out in Google Docs. This is actually personal preference. Like you could just write it straight onto Canva. There's nothing stopping you from doing that. It just kind of depends on how you work best. But yeah, that's the two main ways that you can write the actual text of your ebook. So you could write it in Google Docs or straight into Canva. Okay, now step number 4 is how to actually create the PDF of your ebook. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen with you and show you exactly how I do this step by step and click by click. It's actually not as hard as you might think. If you don't already have a Canva account, you can create a completely free one to do this. So I will link down below exactly where you can start with this. But yeah, let's dive into Canva and show you how to create an ebook step by step. Okay, so here we are in Canva. So again, you can just create a free account if you don't already have one. So the first thing that I'm going to do is go here and to search Canva, and I'm going to write an A4 size. So I'm going to create an A4 size document. And as you can see, there's already a few designs here if you want to choose something that's already made, or you can just create a blank document. And this is going to be the size of my ebook. So as you can see, it's just blank. So obviously the first page will be your title page, so your cover. And then as you go along, you can just add multiple pages to your ebook. So let's find a cover for this. So you could obviously just go here into elements. You could add photos. They have tons of free ones on the free plan as well. You could add shapes, different colored ones. Lines, just so many different elements and graphics, obviously depending on your style and the type of ebook that you want to create. Or you could also upload your own photos or go through the photos that they have on their website. But you could also go into templates and search, for example, ebook cover. And here are quite a few templates that you could choose from. So you could just go through these, find one that you like. So there's just so many templates that Canva has, which is great because it makes it really easy for you to find something that's kind of already pre-made. So you just need to kind of customize it a bit for your own ebook. So for example, let's say we want to use this one, just kind of a sample one, and you could go into any of the elements and change the colors of them. You could also change the fonts, obviously. So maybe the next thing that you want on your ebook would be maybe an about page. You could type in here about me, and here are a few samples of things you could add to your about page. For example, you could add this and obviously change all the colors and the fonts to match. I would say stay consistent with the fonts that you use and the colors within your ebook. Okay, so on the next page, for example, you could search for table of contents. And here you can add one of these tables of contents, for example. Obviously, you will change all of the details on them. Then you could add maybe a chapter. For example, when I type in chapter, I find this template that I think it's a really good one for an ebook. So as you can see, they've got the contents, like the table of contents. They've got a chapter page. So as you can see, it's actually so easy to create your ebook, and there's so many templates that you can just easily use. They've got an introduction and just kind of different types of pages that you could use for your ebook. So you could include a kind of an inspirational quote here, and then just kind of a last page here on the next steps that people should take after reading your ebook. So yeah, and then if you want to add any pages in between, you could either duplicate page here, which will make it exactly the same. If you've got a few pages that are kind of the same, like for example, the chapter, the main chapter page, you could duplicate that and just change the text on it. Or you could just add another page at the bottom. And then if you want to change them, like the order of the pages, if you realize you should have switched them, then you can just click on this arrow to move it up, and it's moved it up a bit, or you can just go on to the down and move it back down. So that's kind of how you create your ebook in Canva. And again, you just go in, change the images, change the colors, fonts. So it's just super easy to create an ebook, and I'm going to show you an example of an ebook that I've recently created myself. So this is an ebook that I'm actually offering for free on my blog. It's a 30-day prompts for Instagram Reels. So I will link this one in the description box if you're interested, but this is what it looks like. So it's this really simple ebook which has just got prompts for each day. It's got 30 prompts for Instagram Reels. And then it's also got kind of a last page on the next steps. So this is how I've created my ebook on this. And in Canva, your ebook can be a maximum of 100 pages. So if you want it to be longer, because a lot of ebooks, especially if you sell them, will be longer than 100 pages. So you will just create the part 1, for example. This one could be part 1. And then after I've reached 100 pages, I will just create a separate one, which is going to be part 2. And then after I've finished both parts, I will just save it as a PDF standard. I will just save it onto my computer. And in order to create those 2 parts into just one,
I go onto this website. It's the ilovepdf.com, and this is for the merge PDF. So you will just add your 2 parts here, and it will create just one ebook with all of the pages in it. So that's how you create an ebook in Canva. As you can see, it's not that hard to do. So I hope this gave you some ideas.
Okay, so you've got your ebook all laid out. It's done. You've got the topic, you've got the text, you've got the PDF, it's ready to go. So now how do we sell that ebook? So obviously if you want to make it a freebie, you just add it as a kind of opt-in for people to sign into your email list. But if you want to actually sell it, there are just a few platforms that you can do this on. Some of them are free and some of them are paid. Obviously it kind of depends on your strategy and what you're looking for. But a few platforms that you could use to sell your ebook is SendOwl, and I believe this is very inexpensive as well. You could use something like Teachable, which is a bit more pricey than the other platforms. It's what I use, but it's also because I have all of these courses. So obviously for courses you need a bigger platform that does more to kind of host all of the videos for the course and everything like that. So I do have my ebooks on there as well, just because I use it for my courses, so I wanted to have everything in one place. But if you want something more on the lower end of the pricing, you can definitely go for SendOwl. And then there's also things like Shopify, Etsy. You could definitely sell your ebook on Etsy. And on Etsy, it's actually free to start your own shop. You only pay a small fee once you actually make a sale. Or you could also sell your ebook on your own website. So you could use something like the WooCommerce plugin on your own website to sell your ebook there. So there's quite a few ways to do this. I would definitely look into these to see which one makes the most sense for yourself. And one last recommendation I have for you, if you want to sell your ebook, I highly recommend that you start an email list first and kind of get to build an audience on your email list that you can later sell this ebook to. This is not to say that you can't sell your ebook straight away. You could obviously do that, but the higher of an audience, of an engaged audience that you have, obviously the more sales you will make. So I definitely recommend working on your email list as well. If you haven't started your email list or you're just kind of struggling with it, I will link a video down below where I talk more about my email list and how kind of how I grew it, how I started it. So I will link that in the description box. But yeah, now you know how to create your own ebook. If you have any questions whatsoever about this topic, then do comment down below and I will get back to you. I hope you found this helpful. Do give this video a thumbs up if you did, and make sure to subscribe for more tips like this. And I will see you in my next video. Bye guys!